Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome to more FTL. We're trying out another overhaul mod today called Multiverse, and this one came very highly recommended by some of you guys, and after doing a little bit of research, I can totally see why. This is a truly huge mod with over 100 new ships, yes, you heard me correctly, plus new weapons, new races, new events, new everything. In fact, in many ways, I think you could accurately describe this as a fan-made sequel to FTL. It's that big and that good. Pretty amazing stuff. Now, we only have access to one ship at the very beginning of the game, and that is the Multiverse Cruiser. We'd have to unlock everything. But if I can just show you, there's a lot to unlock, like an absolute ton. And by the way, that was only slot A. What about slot B and C and so on? Yeah, you get the idea. I could play this for months, and I would probably have new content every single time. It's really kind of amazing. This ship actually does have a couple of starting weapons that aren't half bad. We have a Burst Laser Mark 1, which is 1 power for 2 shots. Okay. Also a Pierce Laser, which is 2 power for 2 shots, but pierces 1 level of shield, which is pretty good in the early sector, and has a decent breach chance. I like this weapon a fair bit, so I'm happy with this layout. Also, we have the Advanced Navigator. For our crew, we have Shelton, a human. We have an Orchid, which is a new race. Fills oxygen in a room, takes extra damage from fire, but also increases the health of any crew in the room by 20%, which is a really good way of dealing with some enemy borders, so this is a pretty good support crew. Also an NG, but you'll notice it's a Separatist NG with an activatable ability, where it can turn into a nanite cloud and ignore doors. That's pretty cool. There are sub-races within the different new races, so yeah, pretty fun. Let's go ahead and rename these guys. We have Nomac Fees and Modus Ponens. Sounds perfect. All right, let's go ahead and start. Now, this first video will have a fair bit of talking because I got to give you the backstory. So bear with me. You are no ordinary ship, and this is no ordinary mission. You were born and raised in Universe Zero, a reality where a heroic Federation vessel triumphed over the Rebel flagship and ensured the Federation's victory. The Federation forces chased the Rebels out of Node 17, the Federation capital. Unfortunately, not every reality had a ship like this. The destruction of the flagship AI rendered all of the Rebel automated vessels completely unable to act on their own. In a desperate last-ditch distraction, the Rebels gave one last command to all of their autoships: to go on a kamikaze run directly into any nearby Federation ships. This resulted in a horribly bloody massacre, and Admiral Vance of the Rebel fleet escaped unharmed. The massacre of Node 17 remained one of the last major battles of the Federation Civil War. The Rebel forces were crippled, and the Federation quickly retook Universe Zero. This peace would not last, when a Rebel salvage operation stumbled across a startling piece of technology: a strange black cubicle vessel containing what would soon be known as the first Multiverse Drive. This was the beginning of something very, very bad. The Rebels began the construction of a brand new fleet of ships wielding the power of this multiverse tech, which granted them the ability to traverse other realities. Many of such places were still in the midst of the same civil war that the Universe Zero Rebels had lost. This was their chance at revenge. The new Rebel fleet overtook these realities with brutal efficiency, slaughtering the Federation forces and establishing a new galactic order in every single one they came across. Naturally, it was only a matter of time until the Federation of Universe Zero caught wind of this. They captured and reverse-engineered the Rebel multiverse tech and built their own fleet. Many others, whether they be civilians, pirates, aliens, or some other group, also obtained multiverse drives and installed them on their ships. You are piloting one of these ships. Now that the line between realities has been blurred, it's impossible to truly tell how long this new endless war has been going on for. The Rebels and Federation compete head-on, invading new realities and trying to sway the ongoing civil war to their side. It is your task to hunt down the multiverse flagship the Rebels have dispatched to this reality and destroy it before it can defeat this reality's Federation. Good luck, which basically gives me the roguelike excuse to play this over and over and over again. Alright, so you guys get an idea of how that is going to work. Let's go to our hangar. We have time to grab one last thing before we start. We could grab a free random weapon, get another crew member, or grab some extra scrap, some fuel, some missiles, and some drones. I'm going to go for another crew member because these are sometimes harder to come by, and also a random weapon doesn't always do anything for me. And then whenever you get to an empty fleet beacon or a friendly area, you can do something on board your ship. We could talk to the crew, we could check our mission reports, we could do a bunch of different things over here. We could even install different internal upgrades and augmentations on our ship, including, by the way, an arm, namely a scrap gatherer arm for 50 scrap. Obviously, the sooner we get that, the more it will pay for itself. That said, I don't have enough scrap right now, so we're going to perform a task and run a salvage mission. Hopefully we find something. We did not. Alrighty. Well, time to get going, I guess. Oh, wait, hang on. I gotta rename this guy. It's gonna be Fees. Alrighty, welcome aboard. Now we can move. So we see that there are some civilian stores over here, and different species will have their own faction-specific stores with different kinds of stuff. There's also supply depots where we can get some freebies, and it's also a peaceful FTL jump point, so we should be able to perform some more upgrades and such. There's also a traveling merchant who can have some really powerful stuff. We'll come back to that. Let's go ahead and just go this direction. Hopefully we can find some fights, get a little bit of extra early game scrap before going to some stores and whatever else. Alrighty, let's go ahead and turn on our weapons. Whoops, hang on. We need to make sure we have enough power to actually do this. I'm going to use the Pierce laser to try and get through the shields and knock out shields, followed up by the Burst laser to try and knock out weapons. Though, to be honest, it looks like this guy can't do a whole lot anyway. He's only got one shot. You know what? I'm going to knock out the oxygen. This is a bit of a risk. I don't know if we are going to be able to starve out this crew, but it'd be nice if we could. I'm going to send Fees over here just to activate the sensors. Let's just get a sense of what's going on over here. And they've got 2 crew members. Okay. I'm going to try to burst this down and see if we can do some good damage and make sure that this stays down. Nope, they repaired it. All right, forget it. Not worth. Let's just go ahead and kill them. I was curious if maybe we could just kill the crew and suffocate them, but if you don't have the right types of weapons, it's usually kind of hard to pull that off. We get some fuel, drone parts, and some scrap. I can also salvage a couple extra fuel cells. Not bad. Do we want to go to this store? I think the answer is yes. Just see if there's anything exciting. Probably not, but you never know. An NG crew. Let's see, we can negotiate an alternate payment. 3 drone parts get 7 fuel. Yes, well worth to me, I think. What else you got over here? Dirk. It's a pinpoint laser. Pinpoint lasers in this game are supposed to be firing only at one room, but they do pretty good damage, and they attack pretty fast, I think. We also have another light laser Mark 1. Good breach chance, probably not that great. Breach bomb, no. And some crew members. I don't think any of this looks all that exciting. I think we're going to have to go ahead and ignore that. But I did get a bit of extra fuel out of the arrangement, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Let's get down to the supply depot. See if there's anything of excitement over here. We find some more fuel, some missiles, and some scrap. Do something on board the ship? Well, I don't think there's much I can do at the moment, actually. So let's try talking to a crew. I'm going to talk to my Orchid. You do anything extra? Water. I don't have any extra water. I don't even know if talking to anybody does anything. It's just a thing that I can do if I so desire. Another supply cache. 15 more scrap. Now we can do something aboard the ship. I'm going to perform a task. No, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm going to install an internal upgrade, and we're going to go ahead and install that scrap gatherer arm. And now we've increased how much scrap we get early on, which seems really good to me. If I can get up to that traveling merchant, I would like to do that, because he'll give you some freebies, and sometimes you can find really cool stuff. We're going to see if we can save any of the crew of this critically damaged civilian carry ship, and it looks like there were pirates on board. Well, that's just rude. Absolutely unforgivably rude. All right, they're trying to take out my med bay. Well, joke's on you. I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys suffocate, and I'm going to move my Orchid over here and see if we can just knock out these doors. Oh, that didn't work very well. Hang on. No, this didn't work very well at all, actually. Hang on. Let's just go ahead and fight him. Not the NG, though. NG are pretty terrible. Send the Orchid. The Orchid should give my human a bit of an extra health boost, which I think means that we will be able to do a bit of extra damage to you. Or rather, survive long enough to win some of these fights. I certainly would hope. Let's go ahead and repair the med bay. We know we're going to need that in a second. I'll deal with this, clean them up, heal up, and then we can move on. And actually, with all of that in mind, I'm going to put the Orchid in a more central location so that they can respond to boarding parties and give some extra health to anybody fighting, hopefully. I think that might make a little bit more sense. All right, well, cool. Let's go ahead and move on. Jump all the way over here. Heading toward that merchant. So far, I haven't found anything amazing, but at least we have the extra scrap. I can't even hire anybody. All right, so this is a total waste of time. Move up to the merchant. See if there's anything of excitement over here. Maybe. We found the traveling merchant. Stranger, stranger, I am Sylvan, an honest traveling merchant. Perhaps we haven't met yet. I tend to forget. I've traveled the realities vast, and I've seen much of the multiverse has to offer. I can't do that forever. Business, he can give me a gift. Fine. I can also sell some resources for some extra scrap. Let's say I want to get rid of... How about drone parts? The odds of me using this are pretty low. I'll sell 5 and get 25 more scrap. Then we can trade with them. Pretty nice. What do we got here? Geb, a mine launcher. That's a new type of weapon. Osiris and Nephthys. So these are like missile weapons, but they fire really slow. I don't know if I really care that much about these. Onslaught launcher, another type of mine launcher, even a crystal one too. Yeah, so you've got nothing but mine launchers. Well, that doesn't sound that useful, but thank you for the freebies, and also thank you for an opportunity to sell some drone parts for some scrap. That does still seem pretty useful to me. Do we want to get to the Federation store? I think I've got time for another jump over this direction. So we'll see if we can get a little bit more scrap first before we go there. Yep, a poem for you. Ahem, die. Oh man, that's a real tearjerker right there. I am deeply moved. Deeply moved. Let's go ahead and knock out this fool's shields. Writing stupid bad poetry. Ah, this'll teach you. Your weapons suck too, by the way. There's not even much you can do against me. Pew pew. There we go. Weapons are down. This guy has nothing. He has literally nothing. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill him. I mean, I don't think that we're gonna be able to suffocate this guy without the right types of weapons, so let's just not worry about it. Bye! Boom. All right, 15 more scrap. I think we normally would get like 10 or 12, but the scrap arm is going to start gradually paying for itself nicely. Let's get to this Federation store, and hopefully they have something really good for me. They may or may not. Volunteer to stand guard for a while for pay. That seems pretty good. I would be concerned that this means that the Rebel fleet gets closer, but we're going to try it. Okay, we take one jump cycle, so they get closer to me. Now we access the store. Drone control, backup battery, hacking. I can't do much with any of this. Engine disabler. So this is one of those augmentations we can use at the beginning of a fight, where we can spend 2 power and a fuel in order to shut down their engines. Okay. EMP field, nah. Weapons. What is this? A frost laser? Ooh. One of the few weapons capable of locking down rooms. Interesting. Basically 100% stun chance, too. Huh. There's also an ion bomb, and we already know we love this burst laser Mark 1. It's a pretty good weapon. I'm actually going to buy it. Even if it's not a powerful, like, endgame weapon, it's going to be very good for the next couple of sectors. So we already know that they're really close. We're going to have to basically head straight toward that exit. That extra jump kind of slowed things down, but, I mean, we got 22 scrap out of that. That's probably about as much as we could have hoped for to begin with. And we found an elite fighter. Oh, no! Oh, no! We'll be fine. We'll be fine. This is why we got pierce lasers and stuff. Oh, they have crews that are coming to get me. They also have a special human soldier variant. Ooh, a different type of human. Well, that's exciting. He's trying to take out my sensors. I don't like that. We're going to go and fight you if possible. Try to take out those shields, and he's got quite a few weapons on here, too. So let's see if there's much. Oh, we basically whiffed every single shot there. Okay, well, that was a total waste of my time. We'll try that again in a second. Good thing is he's missing, too, and we should be able to kill his guy. Everyone get back to your positions. We need to recharge our shields and our weapons quickly, please. Okay, fire, and we messed up. Dang it. All right, I wasn't paying attention. We didn't time our shots quite properly. But we did knock out most of his weapons, so I feel like we're probably okay. Lots of dodging going on here. But still not timing this very well. Yeah, okay. I'm whiffing it because I'm not really paying attention. He's getting his own charge weapon up right now. Let's go ahead and fire everything we got. There we go. Knocked it all out. We're good now. We should be fine. He's going to spend some time trying to repair over here. If we could get a breach over here, that actually slows down the repair a lot because enemies have to repair breaches before they can repair the actual subsystem. So it's a really good way to delay them. Honestly, breach weapons of various different types, if you can get it, are really, really good. Let's go for that piercing damage over there. There we go. Weapons are down once again. All right. I'd love to have an opportunity to actually knock down your shields, but for the moment, I think this fight should be relatively safe for me from here on out, relatively. Okay, there goes some shield bars. Now our pierce laser can kind of do its thing all the time. And if the pierce laser can do its thing, then we can go ahead and use the burst laser Mark 1 for the rest. So, pew pew. There we go. And there was a breach, I heard that, and he's dead. All right. The fight overall went fairly well. A particle beam? Woo! What is this thing? I don't know, but I know that I'm gonna love it. Let's take a look. What does this thing actually do? Long concentrated beam that annihilates systems and lights fires, but does no damage to hull or crew. So it's a beam weapon that I assume cannot go through shields. But once done, lots of fires and system damage means that we can basically knock things out for a while. That's not bad. I don't know if I need this, but it seems okay. We'll certainly hold on to it for now. I kind of feel like we can basically treat this as a really good fire beam weapon or something like that, which I kind of like. Be nice if we get another weapon bar. We could actually try using both of our burst ones to fire off 4 shots and then follow that up with a fire beam, and that probably could actually take out ships and cripple them pretty well too. Let's move on to the next sector. You may notice there's a bunch of different types of sectors. We have Duskbringer Space. I have no idea what that means or what it does, but we're going to the Duskbringer stuff. Okay, sounds great. Let's go ahead and proceed. Much more aggressive than the Zoltan Ministry, so it's a different variant of the Zoltan. Interesting. Oh, sure enough, we're already going to have to fight some folks. We could bribe them. I say no, we're not going to bribe anybody. We're also going to turn off this piercing weapon because there's no point right now while he has a Zoltan super shield over, so let's just go ahead and fire everything we've got for these burst ones. Honestly, these are pretty effective. We should be able to crush a lot of this. Let's get some extra power in our engine so our dodge chance goes up. There we go. Go ahead and fire this all off once again. Yeah, I need to get another power bar, one more power bar, and get a fire beam set up, basically, and this could be pretty darn good. I really wouldn't mind that at all. All right, so we take out his shields. Excellent. He gets a fair bit of hull damage in. Ouch. I mean, he does have hull lasers, so there you go. But this should take out his weapons, I would think. There we go. All right. He is sending out a distress signal to a nearby platform. Well, that's not good. How dare you? That's like cheating. Now we're going to get something trying to shoot at me. There it is, see? We need to get out of here as fast as we can. Actually, those things can do some freaking serious damage. This is where having some rapid-fire weapons would come in a lot of handy. All right. Let's see if we can take out these shields and the weapons once again. I just need a little bit more. He's locked on, so we're about to get hit pretty hard. Shields are down. Okay, he missed. Thank God for that, so he actually might be okay. One more good volley should be enough, and then we want to get the heck out of dodge. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, so Dustbringers suck. We don't like them. 18 scrap. Sounds great. And also now we can do something on board the ship. So they're going to be sending some reinforcements to track me down. Well, that doesn't seem very good. Is there anything we want to do here? Let's try to perform a task. We're going to go ahead and do a salvage. We got 13 more scrap. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that extra power and weapon bar. Turn this down. And we're going to go ahead and power up this particle beam weapon. And let's see how well this is going to work for me in a new combat. Now, what else could we find in these areas? Well, we found a nebula. I'd really rather not deal with a nebula. This kind of limits my options as far as travel. We're going to go down this direction. See what happens. Might be all right. Dustbringer's ship hails you. Scrawny Zoltan appears, though he is facing the wrong way. He realizes his mistake and turns around, but he's already come across as an idiot. Federation ships are not welcome here. You are violating protocol. Well, you're violating one of them. You are a Federation ship, right? No. Oh, my bad, sir. Have a wonderful day. Okay, well, he's not going to call for help, I assume, so that's good. Let's stay out of the nebula, though we may actually go back up to that in a second. I don't know. We're doing all right on fuel, at least. That feels pretty good. Somebody with an MV drive is jumping in nearby. Give them a tribute of fuel. Okay, a multiverse ship. I refuse. Let's fight. I like fight. Oh, those are big-looking scary guns. These are energy weapons, I think, which basically have a little bit of ion damage as well as being proper lasers, which is spoopy in so many ways. Let's see if we can knock out this shield as quick as possible. The particle beam will charge up pretty fast. That's the good news. I think you should be able to handle this fire on your own. Let's see if we can knock out the shields, okay? And then we're going to use the particle beam. How much damage do we think we can do? We can hit at least 3 rooms. Good enough for me. Set some fires. Oh, wow, that did some serious system damage. Me likey. Doesn't do any crew damage, but that's fine. The important thing is they got no piloting and their systems are down. Let's also go ahead and get rid of some of this fire. Okay, well, I want to take out some of these energy weapons because they're still kind of scary and they're setting fires all over the place, and I don't think I like that. We're not doing any hull damage. All we're really doing is just knocking out systems consistently here. I can hit 4 rooms by doing this. Woohoo! It'd actually be pretty cool if we could actually hit, let's say, your oxygen, though. So let's see if we can knock that out. I mean, this would be a really good way. Ooh, I forgot. It is still at the end of the day a beam weapon. Right. Well, either way, what I was trying to say is I think this could actually be a very, very good weapon for smoking out crews because it doesn't do hull damage, so we're not killing them, but if we knock out oxygen consistently, that's pretty good. So the real trick then is, can we find a consistent way to knock out shields so that this thing can just burn out the crews? Maybe. 34 scrap for me. All right, let's get up to the nebula. I need to be playing a little bit smarter here. I didn't even heal up. I should have done that. Oops. All right. Well, here's a good chance to test this out a little bit. We have, first off, some intruders. Let's send, let's say, Fees over here to try and assist. I'm going to let my weapons still charge as fast as possible, though. The sooner I can get this particle beam online, probably the better. So let's try to time this. I want to knock out weapons and shields. The good thing is system damage is extremely valuable to me. Let's try to hit, like, everything here. There we go. And particle beam. Yeah, there we go. Burn! All of the... Ah. All right, well, his weapons are down at least, so that's fine. Cool, everyone get back to your positions. His oxygen is down. We set fire in a lot of places. This really ought to just burn him the heck out, right? Okay, the shields are down. That's good. So now I can use the particle beam on a whim, which is going to be great. Let's make sure we're setting fires in as many places as possible, including in the engines, for example. I'm going to go ahead and just turn off my own engines because I don't feel very worried about this right now. I'm just going to go ahead and send you guys to go and heal up. We got some time to play with. No idea how effective these fires are. You know what we can do? Grab somebody and head to my sensor system, and let's just see what's happening. I can't see because we're in a nebula. Never mind, I have no idea. Can we set more fires? Whoosh! There should be fires in, like, every room on the ship. I think if we sit here long enough, we're going to find out that they died. I mean, we'll have no idea that they've died because we can't see it on screen, but it's going to be pretty funny. Let's turn on those engines again so I can actually dodge things. Let's make sure we keep taking out his weapons. I do not want him to be firing off at me. Burn, baby, burn. Oh, he repaired again. All right, but there should be still more fire. How are you not dead? You've had no oxygen for a long time, and the fire should be consuming all your oxygen. How do you have more stuff? Oh, victory through asphyxiation. Well, I think we killed somebody. I don't know if it was quite what I was going for. All right. An augment. Repair bot dispersal. Ooh. Hang on, that actually could be kind of helpful to me. Take parts dislodged from hostile vessels and convert to repair my hull. I feel like this is basically just healing after every fight, which seems really good. I'm going to accept it. And I just set some more fires, so I hope you die. Let's take a look at that. Just double check and see if I'm right on all that. So, how do we know if it's working? Oh, this is an augment, isn't it? Is this something I have to do at the beginning of every fight? Well, we're going to find out. Hang on. Let's go and do another fight and find out. I like this particle beam setup, by the way. I think this is going to work really well. A bribe. No. It's a crystal ship. Fun. Repair bots. Activate? Okay. Spend some power. Gain hull points. Okay. So, yes, this is a way of getting some repair at the beginning of fights. And if I have extra power in the reactor, it works out pretty well. I don't need to do this right now, so we're just going to go ahead and move on. But good to know, having extra reactor power just basically can translate into extra health. That's pretty potent, actually. So he's firing off some crystal weapons. He missed with both shots. Thank you for that. Like, really, actually, thank you, though. I much appreciated that. Oh, okay. Took out my med bay. That was a worthy shot for you, I am sure. Let's take out those shields, try to take out some weapons, and then we're going to use the particle beam to try and knock out O2 as well as shields and everything else. Say goodbye to that. That should be a bunch of fires for you. So, can we knock out, let's say, your weapons and just ensure that we don't have any problems? Because you fired off twice, and I thought you could only fire once. So I was feeling pretty confident, and now I'm not. Ow, 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 stop it. Stop it. All right, we need to take out those shields for real, though. Otherwise, this particle beam has limited usage. Particle beam. 4 rooms, burn. There we go, and O2 is now completely down as well. Perfect. All right, so let's see if we can burn out the crystals. I think we should be able to kill this guy pretty easily. Watching him go down. Just had to move someone over into sensors, and we get 22 scrap out of the arrangement. All right. Upon closer inspection, you realize the ship under attack was a rebel scout. It's too damaged to do anything. Use leverage to get them to delay the pursuing fleet or destroy it and salvage it. We'll destroy it and salvage it and just get an extra 11 scrap out of that arrangement. A Dusk Store. Okay, so different Zoltan. We don't need to go there right away. Let's just seek some more combat. This is actually working out really well. It's going to be slow and require a lot of jump cuts on my end, but the particle beam is certainly doing its thing. Oh, right. We could still be doing the repair bot. I need to get some reactor power. That's what I really need. All right. I like this, though, because we can use the sensors here to actually keep track of, like, what people are doing and know where I need to fire, or if at all. Lots of crystal weapons, though. Definitely don't like that. Hang on. Let's not fire off our weapons quite yet. They just locked me out of a room for no reason at all. All right. Let's go ahead and just take out the shields. Make sure that those go down for sure. And then the particle beam, I think we can hit 4 rooms here. So say goodbye to your weapons, and then we set a whole load of fires, and the oxygen is down. So he won't be able to repair this anytime soon. He's trying to repair his shields. But honestly, if we just keep using our burst lasers to keep the shields down while the fires do their thing, we should be okay. Let's go ahead and fire you off like so. And then once again, I can hit 3 rooms, including doing more system damage to their weapons, so this works fine. And the fires basically prevent these guys from doing anything. Wow. Yeah, this is pretty horrible, but we can literally just slaughter these guys using fire. And we get 31 scrap out of the arrangement. See? There we go. Me likey. All right, let's go ahead and get an extra power bar, maybe 2. So every fight I can start using some extra power basically to start repairing my ship, and that'll save me a lot of scrap in the future. I like the setup. I think it's going to work. It's a weird setup. It's not one I normally would run with, but it's working. Repair bots. So let's go ahead and use a couple of reactor power, and there we go. We get 4 hull power, and this didn't hurt me in any way. So there we go. I like it. Let's turn off the particle beam and use the piercing laser because I need to do as much damage to this shield as possible. Then we'll turn the particle beam on. It's going to take me at least a couple of volleys in order to make this work, right? So, I mean, we might as well. Pew, pew, pew. There we go. And then the piercing laser can hopefully finish you off. Pew, pew. Then we turn you off, get the particle beam back on, and at least now the shields are down. Let's go ahead and hit the weapon systems. He appears to have some sort of a stunning weapon. I don't like that. Knocked out my shields. Ow! There's a breach. There's a breach. A breach of etiquette. That's what it is. Let's go ahead and repair this breach before I actually die. And the particle beam will, once again, finish these suckers off. There we go. 32 more scrap for me. Gosh dang, this is going to be really, really strong. Really, really strong. All right, get our pilot back in position. I mean, with the scrap arm plus this, I mean, we're not risking ourselves with boarding parties, and I should be getting a huge bonus of scrap plus modified by the scrap recovery arm. It's just like we've kind of already hit the seam, I think, in order to have an unbelievably powerful run. Plus, I can heal myself a lot, too. Let's go ahead and find some more fights. Also, I want to get to this Duskbringer store and see if they've got anything really exciting over here. Unidentified ship. This system is off limits for... Ah, crap. Feds. All right, fun. Activate the repair bots. Same situation as before, I think. Let's go ahead and turn on just the lasers to burn through this. They have a cloning bay. That's going to get irritating because it means that they could technically just kind of resurrect their folks, but, I mean, we can knock that out with the particle beam, and I think we're going to end up being just fine. He's got flak weapons. Don't like that. Don't like that, none at all. Obviously, a little on the dangerous side. I do want to try to knock out weapons and stuff if I can. We knocked out a weapon. I'll take it, and set up a breach, which actually helps a little bit. Turn on that particle beam. And let's throw everything we've got toward these weapons and see if we can knock that out. Yes, I have no shields, but that's all the more reason to simply take out the weapons. There we go. His clone bay did not survive. That's 28 more scrap for me. 140 now. Fan-flippin-tastic. Let's get to the Duskbringers. Looks like there's going to be some sort of combat over here, possibly, which is obviously a little bit scary, but all right. Duskbringers are notorious for being even stricter than the Ministry. Looks like the station here is open for trading with anyone, a surprising find, but there's a million protocols in place. Take time to learn the rules first, okay? But now, okay, well, this sucks in some ways, but we can get into this. What's this? A Duskbringer devotee. Active ability can immediately kill themselves to deal extra damage. Really good if I had a cloning bay, I imagine. Otherwise, not so much. A blue Zoltan. Okay, you look interesting. And then more humans. Drones, crew teleporter, backup battery. Don't need any of those, really. What's this Ranseur beam? Causes physical damage. Sorry, cannot cause physical damage, but rips, breaches an enemy's hull and pierces one shield. I mean, it's okay. I don't think that sounds great. Yeah, this is really just to do lots of damage in the hull. Great breach chance. That's kind of it. Heavy stunner? Nah, probably not. Phase Mark 1. Phasers pierce additional shield layers, dealing ion damage for the first layer of shields, as well as additional damage to whatever system hit. Interesting. So it pierces 2 levels of shields. The cost of 1 shot. Huh. Okay. I'm kind of wondering if this actually goes well in replacing my piercing weapon, because it only costs 1 power, so it's easy for me to add this into the roster. But being able to pierce through 2 shields and knock them down means that we'll be able to continue for the next couple sectors pretty much unimpeded and use that particle beam right away. I like it. I think we're going to do that, and I am going to sell the piercing laser Mark 1 and bring you into the forefront instead. I think this could kind of work. It's kind of a weird setup. It's not a good long-term setup. I don't think this could win against the flagship, but I think it will carry me to victory pretty easily for the next 2 or 3 sectors, kind of minimum, I think. So, yeah, that's great. Let's go ahead and get another weapon bar, plus some more power. I would love to go ahead and get a permanent sensors upgrade so we can move you over here to the shields, and this way we'll always be able to keep an eye on people. And now we have 2 power bars available for some repairs, and I have 4 weapons active before the end of Sector 2. That's pretty reasonable. What's this over here? Planet-side anti-ship batteries. Ugh. Blech. I don't like this. It means that people are going to be shooting me from the ground. Ah, blah, blah, blah. You know you're not wanted here. Repair bots, heal me. Thank you. All right, so we're getting boarded. That's no bueno. Let's go ahead and send you to go deal with this. I need to get through this as fast as we can, obviously. I am going to... You have no actual shields. Fascinating. Let's go ahead and just throw everything I've got to knocking out his weapons or something. Get through this Zoltan shield. It'd be nice to have some sort of a bypass. And there it goes. Goodbye. Now we can set a bunch of things on fire. And this is going to mess you up in a big, big way. Now, of course, the longer we're sitting here, the worse... Oh, hang on. I lost my particle beam, and I want that back. The longer we're sitting here, obviously the worse, because it means we're going to have a chance for these guys to be shooting at me more often. In fact, because of that, I think we're going to have to ignore this and just go ahead and take a few shots and try to kill you quick. I wanted to burn you out. I really did, but I'm kind of thinking that that's a mistake. I don't think we can really afford to burn you out. I think we just need to kill you straight up. Fast as we can before this orbital platform can finish me off. The phaser doesn't do a whole lot in these circumstances, except maybe just kind of disable a system for a little while, like an ion gun, which is not the worst thing I have ever seen in my life. Okay, they're trying to shoot at me. I don't think we can kill these guys fast enough. There we go. He's gone, and 20, thank you. But no, we can't get out of here. They missed! Well, thank God for that. Everyone, go and heal up. Also, repair the sensors. And let's get ready to get the heck out of Dodge. In fact, I can't even get anyone to heal at this point. We don't have time. All right, head toward the exit. This probably means we're going to get into another fight, doesn't it? I'll bet you it does. No, maybe not. All right, we found a long drive. We can explore the next sector. Explore the next sector? Or check the storage? Let's check the storage. No, don't do that. Ah, darn it. I was hoping I would be able to do something. All right. We should have explored the next sector. It would have given me some idea what we were going to be running into in the next sector, but oh well. I kind of thought that we could do both, or at least check the storage for some goodies, and then maybe, just maybe, we could have backed out, but that did not happen. Oh well. Okay, and everyone's in a better spot. All right, we're going to go ahead and end this first video here after having completed a couple of sectors. We are making some good progress on this. I think the next 3 sectors we're going to be fine on our weapon layout, so we can do lots of upgrades. But if we can find a really powerful endgame style of weapon, I definitely would like to get one of those ASAP. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.